Just finished the gym, gotta head home now, eat some mom's cooking, sleep, and wake up tomorrow, rinse and repeat. No. Sometimes people say, "Oh, Hoy, you should have invested all of your money into this property. You should have not wasted your teenage years just grinding at a minimum wage job. You should have invested all your money, start your own business. You know, when you're a teenager, when you're still working at IGA, you should have saved up enough money and put all of that money into Bitcoin. Now you'll be a billionaire." Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like, is there anyone out there who has all the answers to life? I don't think so. I think it's all our first shot at life, you know? No one has life figured out. No one can figure life out because you can't just live life like a game and then at the end of the game you respawn and you speed run through life again. No, that's just not possible, man. No one has completed this life game thing and then restarting this game again. No one has done that except for, you know, if you believe in Jesus. Jesus is the only one who lived, died, and then came back to life, you know. None of us has played the game before. This is our first try. We're all living life on a whim. No one has life figured out. And be very careful if someone tells you that they have all the answer to life and this is what you should have done. This is what you should have done in your 20s. This is what you should have done in your 30s. Yeah, right. Give me a break. I appreciate people giving life advice and, you know, you can take the advice or you can leave it, but I don't think any advice is universal. That is, it can be applied to everyone, you know. There are good advices out there and there are cheap advices, but no advice is applicable to everyone because we are all different life circumstances, different upbringing, different traumas in the past, different experiences, individuality, all of these biological differences. We are all different. No one's life is the same as the other person, and no single moments can be replicated again. No single moments can happen again the exact same way. So people say learn from your past. Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. But how do you know that in the future the exact scenario is going to happen again? You know? People say that's coping, that's some coping mechanism. And that's because your entire life you've been mistreated by people or you've been rejected. People tend to have this very pessimistic outlook on life. They really be thinking, out of all the girls that I have approached in the past, all of them have rejected me. And so the next one is going to be the same. How are you so sure about that? How are you so sure about that? I don't know, man. It's your life. I can't really give you any advice, and you're free to live your life however you want. But I think it just simplifies your life when you don't focus too much on the past or even on the future, and you just live in the present moment. It's not to say that you are a complete nihilist and you don't care for your own well-being, for the well-being of others around you. You don't have any responsibility. You're not taking any responsibility for your actions. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that just be, man. Just be in the moment. You don't gotta become. You don't have to think about the past. What could I have done different? You can't do anything different, and And if you have done something different, I'm not so sure that the outcome would be better. You are the way that you are today because of the past, because of the things that happened to you. I've watched a lot of science fiction movies in the past, and there's a recurring theme that if you change something in the past, even the most minuscule detail of the past, your future self ceases to exist. Or say a character went back in time and the character tried to change a certain event in the past, and suddenly, after changing the course of action for certain events, the character disappears because a tiny detail in the continuum of time can really change drastically the outcome of the future self. If I'm making any sense at all. In other words, how are you so sure that if you have invested all of your hard-earned saving into a property when you were, I don't know, 16 years old, you would have been better off by now? I'm not so sure about that. And I'm not so sure if you have invested all of your money into Bitcoin when you were a teenager and you dropped out of college or whatever, that you today would be any better. I'm not so sure about that, because yeah, like I said, you don't really know how your life is going to turn out. Nobody has lived this entire life and then went back to speed run the life process again. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna head home now. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay strong. God bless. Don't think too much. You know, just live your life and do things as best as you can. Make the most out of your situation. And if it doesn't go the way you've planned it to be, don't dwell on it too much. Because how are you so sure that if you have done something differently in the past, that you yourself today would be in a better position? I'm not so sure about that. What about the insights? What about the experience? Yeah, you know, failure sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, because if I hadn't struggled so hard with all of these things, I don't think I would have half the insight that I have today. You know, and a person who doesn't know struggles, they will be a very sore loser, in my opinion. If you haven't tasted failures before, if you had only experienced winning, when you do lose, it's going to be a very bitter experience. That's just my thought. Anyways, love you all, and until next time.